Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nasalli ala rasulihil kareem. The purpose of this session is to discuss very briefly the concept of system theory of management as coined by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this presentation, we discuss three components. The first component is to give four examples of a system as described by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Second is to relate them with the system theory of management, and finally to reach a conclusion. First of all, this is the hadith which is saying to the nearest effect that there is a part in the body of a person, if it works correctly, then the entire body works correctly. And this is the heart. Second example, that a Muslim is a part of the entire Muslim society. They are like one body. So this is another example that Muslim society is a one system and each person is a part of it. The third example is about Islam itself, that Islam consists of five components, or Islamic system is consist of five elements, and they are Shahada, Salat, fasting, Hajj, and Zakat. And the fourth example is if one element is not working properly, then all other elements are affected. Here, the hadith is explaining that if somebody is not praying Salat, then he is not receiving the reward of any other good action. This means that he is doing other good amal, but since he is not praying, therefore it affects the other parts. Now we are moving towards system and the system theory. And first of all, we want to know that what is a system. So system has been defined as a set of interrelated parts that function as a whole to achieve a common objective. Similarly, this is another definition of system, but here the underlying part of it is saying that if one part is not functioning well, then the other parts are not working well. Even it says system stops functioning when an element is removed or changed significantly. And this is what the example of Salat has been given. That if somebody is not praying Salat, then it significantly impacts upon the good actions of a Muslim on the other good actions. So here the next question is what is the system theory of management? System theory of management means that an organization is a system, or sometimes it is called that organization is a grand system and there are other systems working inside it. And this means that as an organization, when it is considered as a system, then when other parts are working or some parts are working correctly, then they are contributing towards the entire system. And these days, the organization system has been divided into well-known components. They are called departments. And we know that if finance department is not working properly, is not supplying the required funds to other departments, then it is possible that organization may stop working. Similarly, if marketing department is not working properly, then the products or the services are not being sold. Therefore, they are impacting the other parts. In this perspective, the organization is not making any profit because of the lack of sales, because of the lack of marketing efforts. Therefore, they are impacting on other parts of the system. And here we are explaining the examples we have given about the hadith the Prophet ﷺ said about the system. For example, the first hadith is describing about the heart. If heart is working properly, then other parts are working properly. And this is the heart is one of the key component, because if other parts are not working, for example, kidneys are not working, then the person may live for some time. Lungs are not working, he can live for some time. But if the heart is not working properly, then the life of the person is on risk. The second example is that Muslim society is like one body. If one Muslim is affected, then the entire Muslim society feels the pain. And this is what this hadith is explaining. The third hadith showing that Islam consists of 5 components. When somebody is saying Shahada, he enters in the fold of Islam. But after that, his Islam is determined when he is practicing other components. And this fourth example is saying that Salat is one of the key component, as the heart is the key component in the body. The Salat has the same position. Therefore, if somebody is not performing Salat, this means that he is not receiving the reward of other actions. And here, the underlined part of this hadith is describing this fact. And finally, what is the conclusion we can draw from this discussion? That Prophet ﷺ had given 4 examples about a system. And this means that Prophet ﷺ laid down the concept of a system upon which the system theory of management has been developed. And this system is applicable at individual level as well as collective level. For example, the example of salat is for an individual. If one individual is not praying, then his other actions are affected. Other parts of his Islam are affected. And the second example is the example of a body of a Muslim, that the Muslim society is a large system, and if one of them, like one Muslim or one organization of a Muslim society, is not working properly, then it affects the entire system. So, system concept has been put forward by Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. May Allah Subhanahu wa Taala enable us to understand it and to spread it to the uh, entire society. This presentation has been taken from my book, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, An Evolution of Management Theory. I take your permission with these words. Wa akhir dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.